Never has getting your education been more important than it is today. Making the decision to continue with your education can be one of the most vital decisions you'll make in your lifetime. Choosing a college or a university can be a daunting decision, as well as the decision to choose a traditional classroom setting or an online learning environment. With the advances in technology, more and more people are finding that obtaining a degree online is very convenient. But is online learning just as good as traditional classroom learning? Classroom or paper learning is definitely the most traditional method of pursuing your degree, but the added convenience of sitting at home to do your coursework has made online education very popular. There are always pros and cons to any decision that you have to make, and the same is true for online learning or traditional classroom learning. In classroom learning, students have direct access to their professor as well as interaction with the other students in their class, so there's absolutely no communication barriers there. A classroom setting also allows for open discussion and the sharing of information and ideas between students and professors. If a student has a question, it can be answered immediately. If they have group work, their fellow students and their teammates are readily available right there during their allotted class time. The downside of classroom learning is if you're unable to make class, you can miss out on vital information that's absolutely necessary for you to do well in the class. And also, the class schedule may be hard for those that are involved in extracurricular activities like sports or those that hold jobs or have families. In online learning, a big advantage is being able to sit at home and do your coursework. You can sit at home and do your work at times that are convenient for you. There's no driving involved, and your research and internet skills greatly improve throughout the process. Students that may be shy and not actively participate in an actual classroom setting may thrive in the online setting, where they're not speaking in front of their peers or professor. They're more comfortable sharing the information and their ideas. The downside to online learning is the indirect contact that you have with professors and classmates. There are emails and discussion forums, but they can't be answered immediately. Self-discipline is also extremely necessary for you to be successful in that setting. There have been concerns raised about online learning. An article written in the New York Times by an Adam D. Chandler. He was both an online student and a traditional classroom student. In the online setting, he felt alone and unsupported, and this in turn caused him to lose interest in the subject that he was very passionate about. He also stated that attending class inspires accountability and academic responsibility. He believes that 80% of education is showing up in person. A lot of people will agree with these statements, but there's a large demographic of people that would absolutely disagree with those statements. For instance, I myself have been both an online student and a traditional classroom student, and both, in my opinion, are very effective. Now, at this point in my life where I'm a stay-at-home mom and have 3 children, the online environment is absolutely essential for me to be able to continue my education. Many questions have been raised by those like Adam D. Chandler. One question that has been raised is that being present in a classroom holds you accountable. No one but yourself can make you attend class, and the same is true for an online setting. No one can make you log into your computer and sit down to do your coursework. A student's success is completely dependent upon their own choices and actions, by their own drive and willpower, not by a classroom or an online forum. The only obstacle for students is themselves. Another concern is that changing technology can make accessing learning environments more difficult. The opposite is actually true. With rapidly changing and evolving technology, it's never been easier to access online learning environments. iPads, iPhones, smartphones, any type of electronic device, and a general internet connection can gain you access to a massive online learning environment, and all of these can be easily accessible by students. Another concern is that students participate more in a traditional classroom. Well, a study done by the British Journal of Educational Technology proves otherwise. They did a study of students in both environments studying the same subject, and concluded that being an online student actually requires more participation than a traditional classroom. Shy students in a classroom setting are not likely to speak up and participate, while in an online setting, the only obstacle to overcome is your computer screen. There's always things to consider when making this decision, especially one as important as getting your education. Students on both sides of the educational spectrum can both succeed and fail. It's completely up to you. Every student will make a different decision based on their own individual needs. Whereas a young student fresh out of high school may definitely prefer a traditional university for the interaction with other students and for getting the college experience. Others, like myself, that are older in age, have families, have jobs, and other responsibilities, may find that an online setting is absolutely essential for them to get their education, to earn that degree. Online education is not only just as good as learning, but it is absolutely essential. It may not be your personal choice, but online learning is absolutely just as good as classroom learning. This decision will fall to each person's individual needs. But online education is just as good as a traditional classroom education. Thank you.